Okay, I want to review some story problems here in this part. Okay, you buy, it's what that should say. You buy two types of pencils. Standard pencils cost 85 cents each. Mechanical pencils cost $1.25 each. You bought 8 pencils in all. The total cost was $8. How many of each type of pencil did you buy? So you want to know how many standard pencils you bought. And you want to know how many mechanical pencils you bought. Okay, so you got 3 units, the standard, the mechanical, and the dollars. So you need to make your units grid for the 3. So you have together. These need to be labeled, okay? That's the percent ones that you don't label, okay? But these need to be labeled. Then how many units per unit and total. Okay, now the 2 independent units are the standard pencils and the mechanical pencils. So standard pencils and the mechanical pencils. Okay, we need, and then the dependent units, the dollars. So dollars total, dollars per unit. Dollars do not belong here. If you place in, guys, you gotta listen. If you put a number with a money sign up there, it's wrong right out the bat. Okay, so what's the total cost? Total cost was $8. It said so right there. It's the only total. Now give me some non-money amounts. It says you bought 8, okay, in all. So that's together. And when we have the together, but we don't have the separate amounts, we have to use 2 different variables. You can use S and M. I'm going to use X and Y. Okay. Now here, if I have a number here, a number there, I don't need that. Okay. Okay, when you buy a standard pencil, how much does it cost? 85 cents. When you buy a mechanical pencil, that costs $1.25. So, we bought X standard pencils. They cost 85 cents each. So it's going to be, if you want to put the 1, fine, that's 0.85 X. Okay. Okay, same goes here. Y times $1.25. You can put the Y, but it's still 1.25 Y. Okay. We have 2 equations. We can see them because we have to solve for an X and then Y, so I need to have 2 equations, which I do. So I got X plus Y equals 8 for the first equation. And then 0.85. By the way, if you wanted to get rid of the decimals, you could times it by 100 if you want to. Doesn't matter. So that's going to be 85X. 125Y, and then 100 times 8 is 800. Okay. Okay, obviously you're going to have to multiply 85 and then 1. So times the rest of it by 85 and the rest of it by 1. Okay, so 85 times 1x is 85x. 85 times 1y is 85y. And 85 times 8 takes me to 680. And the bottom's just identity property. 85x plus 125y. 800 times 1 is 800. Okay, you're adding them. You need the x's to cancel. Okay, they add to 0 if you make it negative. Then negative and negative. So 85 plus negative 125 is negative 40y. 680 plus negative 800, that gives me negative 120. 0x is gone. Now divide each side by negative 40. Negative 120 divided by negative 40 is 3. Okay, so y equals 3. So you bought 3 mechanical pencils. You can just take 8 minus 3 to find the other answer, or you can plug 3 into the equation. On this one, I will put 3 into the equation. On the next time this comes up, okay, I will be just subtracting, okay. So that's 3. 1x plus 3 equals 8. You got to get the x by itself. So minus 3, that's 5. You can divide by 1, it's still 5. We got 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay, next problem. On a tubing trip, you can rent small rafts or large rafts. One group of people rent 5 small rafts and 4 large rafts for a total of $97.59. Another group rents 2 small rafts and 3 large rafts for a total of $60. Find the cost of a single small raft and the cost of a single large raft. So cost of small, cost of large. Okay, you have 3 units, small, large, and dollars. So together, how many units per unit and total? Okay, so the 2 independent units are the small and the large. Small rafts and large rafts. You can just put small and large if you want. Then the cost is a dependent unit. Cost total, cost per unit. This is not about cost. Okay, the total cost, there's 2 of them. You got 97.59 and 60. So you put those 2 down here, okay? So if I have 2 things there, every other box needs 2 things. So these have been placed. Now look at your non-money amounts. 5 small. Going to need another amount of small. 4 large. Then 2 small. And 3 large. So together 5 plus 4 is 9. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, so the small rafts, I'm out of numbers, so we don't know the cost for small, but I used the same variable to represent the cost per unit of small. You can put S, 2 S's if you want. And then you got to use a different variable for your large, okay, because they're not the same thing. Alright, so I got 5 and 2. Both of those will be multiplied by X to find the money total for the small rafts. You want to put 1's, do it, but it's 5x and 2x. Then for the large rafts, you got a 4 and a 3 times y, be 4y and 3y. Okay, so write your 2 equations. They're stacked right together. So you have 5x plus 4y equals $97.59. Then on bottom you have 2x plus 3y equals $60. Okay, you're applying elimination. So 2, you got times 2 times 2 times 2, then 5 times 5 times 5. Now you're like, would I multiply that by 100? No, it's the ones in front of the x's and y's. If I have 2 decimals in front of x and y, that's what, you don't even have to multiply by 100 on the decimals if you think you can be careful. Okay. 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times 4y is 8y. And then 2 times 97.59 is 195.18. Okay, then that's going to give you 10x again, which is the point. 3y times 5 is 15y. And 60 times 5 is 300. Okay, then you try your adding. I want to re-multiply that, make sure that's right. 97.59 times 2. Yep, it is. So that'll give you 0x if you make it negative, but then 15 and 300 go negative. Now 8 plus negative 15 is negative 7y. And we take 195.18 plus negative 300, and that's negative 104.82. 0x is gone. Then I divide by negative 7. So I take negative 104.82 divided by negative 7. I'm relatively sure I wrote this problem wrong. We're just going to go 14.97. Okay. I didn't write it wrong. I must have just typed in a number wrong. Okay, so that's your cost of a large raft, 14.97. Now, the only way you can find the cost of a small here is to use one of the two original equations and have that going for y. Okay, 14.97 goes in for y. Okay, so I multiply 4 times 14.97. That gives me 59.88. So I now have 5x plus 59.88 equals 97.59. Okay, then you minus 59.88. And you have 5 times x. 97.59 minus 59.88 is 37.71. Divide by 5. So 37.71 divided by 5, 7.54. Okay. There's your second answer. Okay, 2 more here. A gas station sells regular gasoline and premium gasoline. They sell 11 gallons of regular gas and 16 gallons of premium gas. Premium gas costs 20 cents more than regular gas. They made a total of $58.55 from selling the two types of gas. Find the cost of each type of gas. So cost of premium, cost of regular. So again, 3 units. So together, how many units per unit and total? Okay, so we're talking regular and premium. And then money total, money per unit. So we have one total this time. The only total I have is $58.55. And once that's placed, I don't even pay attention to it. Okay, find me non-money numbers. We got 11. That's for regular gas. It's not together. 16 gallons of premium gas. Then add those, you get 27. Now, I don't really do anything with the 27, but that tells me that's useless. Okay, now the only number left, I do have a value left. It's 20. Premium costs 20 cents more than regular gas. Okay. So premium is plus 0.20. What plus 0.20? I don't know. It's X. Now, I don't need Y. I'm going to put don't need Y. And here's why. Because if that's X plus 20 cents, that can just be X without the 20 plus 20 cents. Because these are both unknown, but we know that one's 20 cents more. We can pretend they're the same amount, just that one goes up 20 cents. So more than means a comparison. When I'm comparing two unknowns with a quantity, I don't need a second variable. So I'm going to take 11 times x. It's 11x. Now, here you need to place, when it's got that plus, it needs to go in parentheses. So 16 times parentheses x plus 0.20, and then you just distribute, okay? So 16 times 1x, 16x, and then 16 times 0.20 is 3.2. So I'm putting that expression in this box. Now write out your equation. You only need one equation because you only have one letter, x, okay? Because some people are going to come ask me, I know how to get the bottom equation, how do I get the second one? You don't need a second one, okay? Because if you don't need y, you don't need a second equation. You're just going to solve for x. Okay, so the x's are on the same side. That would give me 27x plus 3.2 equals 58.55. Okay, so I minus the 3.2 from each side. Okay, 55.35. Remember to get your decimals in. Then you need to divide by 27. Okay, 2.05. Now that's okay because we're finding money amounts. So go to your x's. 2.05, 2.05. So 2.05 is the regular. And to find the premium, you take 2.05 plus 0.20. 2.25. Okay, last problem here. For extremely cold temperatures, you need a combination of 100% antifreeze solution and 50% antifreeze solution. You need 11 quarts of 70% antifreeze solution. How many quarts of each solution do we need? Quarts at 100%, quarts at 70%. Now with percents, I will make the table, but I need to write some things down. So you got 3% in this problem. Write your lowest, 50 of, and you don't add or subtract it from 100 because there's no word that indicates I would do so. Okay, not like discount and up and more. Okay. Okay, then the highest is 100% of, and then the middle 70% of. Now we have the 70% amount, 11. You don't have this, and you don't have this. So two different variables. Okay, write an expression out of that. That would be 0.50 times x. That would be 1 times y. That would be 0.70 times 11. Okay, so now I set up my table. Don't label it. Just put 0.50, 1, and 0.70. Then put what you're timesing by x, y, 11. Then to find the bottom amounts, 0.50 times x is 0.50x. 50% of x, 100% of y would be just 1y, the full y. And I take 0.70 times 11, okay, 7.7. Okay, and you got two equations right there, x and y, so you know there's two different letters, so you need two equations. That's how that works. Okay, so you got x plus, see, in that previous problem, I didn't need y, okay? I got by with just using x in the whole table, so I just needed one equation. When I have an x and a y, you know you need to stack two up, okay? So x plus y equals 11. I'm not a fan of this decimal garbage, so multiply by 100, and the decimals can be eradicated. So 100 times 0.50x is 50x. 100 times 1y is 100y. Then 100 times 7.7 is 770. Okay, so you got 50, you need to get them 50 and 1. So I times the rest of this by 50 and the rest of this by 1. So it's going to be 50x plus 50y. 50 times 11 is 550. At the bottom, you're going to get 50x plus 100y and 770. Okay, when you add, again, that's not going to add to 0 unless you make that negative. So there's my 0x. 50 plus negative 100 is negative 50y. And 550 plus negative 770 is going to be negative 220. Okay, now divide. .4, and that's your solution for y. So go into your table, and that's the 100%. Whoops, my bad. That should say 50. The answer is 50%. I screwed that up. Okay, then x plus 4.4 equals 11. So to find x, I could probably just take 11 minus 4.4, 6.6. You could also plug it into the equation. Have that go in for y and solve for x.